wonderful rhizomes and some beautiful plants. That'll be fun too. So what we're looking at here is the result of our chip drops that happened about 1.5 years ago. And we probably have 30 or 40 yards of wood chips that have been composting in place. And now we're going to turn it into beds. We have used it in our raised beds. We have used it around some of our trees. And it's not the fine compost that but it's really good stuff anyway. This right here is going to be for ginger and turmeric. And we know in our area that they like a little bit more shady area, so that's what they're getting. So they're under palm trees and oak trees and pine trees. And here we are creating a bed, and it'll be real loose, so that it'll be easy to dig, easy to plant, and hopefully it'll grow us wonderful rhizomes and some beautiful plants. That'll be fun too.
Well, it's a new day. Yesterday it felt like summer. This morning we woke up, it was in the 50s, and it's misting like it wants to snow. But it's a great time to work out in the garden. So we were up at Pete Canaris's Green Dreams about excuse me. The pollen has me all frogged up. We were up at Green Dreams about a month or two ago, and we got these beautiful empty pots. Well, they have ginger roots in them, the rhizomes, and turmeric roots. And we've been waiting. Late winter and early spring's a great time to plant rhizomes. Kevin's made these beautiful beds. He's so amazing. He's so creative and just uses what we have around the house. So we're going to go ahead and get the rhizomes in the ground. I just disturbed them. I hadn't really looked in here. This is turmeric. It's huge. It's like little fingers. What we'll do is each one of these have many little crowns on them. As long as there's a little, if it was a potato, you call it an eye. It's kind of like that. As long as they have an eye, you just cut them into little pieces and then place them about 2 to 4 inches under the ground. And each one will make a beautiful turmeric or ginger plant, which gets these beautiful tropical leaves and absolutely gorgeous flowers. Not to mention, next, probably late fall, the plant will start to die back. That's when you cut the plant to the ground and you start harvesting these beautiful rhizomes. Both ginger and turmeric, they're related, and they are so incredibly good for you. Inflammation, I actually take a little capsule every day of turmeric powder that helps with inflammation, arthritis, anti-cancer, just as well as the ginger is just as good for you. Ginger is great for your stomach. You'll find a lot of ginger in oriental dishes, Japanese, Chinese. So good. I actually make a lemon ginger tea that's just wonderful for you. And turmeric you find more in Indian dishes. I know we were in Nepal a couple years back, and there was a lot of turmeric used in the Indian dishes. So anyway, we're going to get these in the ground today. Here's one of the little, the ginger rhizomes with lots of little fingers on it. I have a feeling we're going to take some of this in and give it a taste. For what I understand, the turmeric and ginger that you grow at your home that hasn't been treated with pesticides and chemicals tastes totally different than what you buy in the store. And actually, I made fire cider a couple months back. I couldn't find any turmeric in the store. So I am excited to have this in our backyard. Whenever I need to harvest some, just start digging. So I'm gonna get this in the ground. This bed behind me is our first ginger garden, our first ginger bed, but it's ornamental. And from what I read and research, you could probably eat the rhizomes from the ornamental ginger, but they wouldn't taste very good. But I don't think they would hurt you. This is actually a variegated ginger, also called the shell ginger. It's really pretty. It does like a lot of shade. We had to cut down a tree close by because it had died, and kind of wondered if it was going to survive. It gets a little more sun, but it's done okay. It's coming back. Kind of cut them all down late summer because they kind of burn up. But it's really pretty. The little arbor back here that we have has a bleeding heart vine on it, ornamental. Gets this beautiful dark pink flower and just goes crazy. Right now I have it cut back to pretty much sticks. In the wintertime it kind of dies back a little bit, so it should be bushing out here soon. So looking forward to our edible ginger and edible turmeric garden filling out and just getting beautiful. It's fun to grow your food, but it's really exciting too when it looks beautiful. Going to add some amendments to the soil. I just had a little bit of perlite and a little bit of vermiculite that I put on both beds, and we just got our shipment of Azomite in from Amazon. Say that 5 times quick. So I'm going to go ahead and spread that on, and then I'll just work it into just the top layer and sprinkle it in so it doesn't blow away. It's pretty windy today. Azomite. It's an amendment that we add to all our beds. It's a rock mineral, rock dust, and it adds a lot of nutrition to our soil. My friends look like they're in jail. Are you guys in jail? No, you're just here to watch Mommy and cheer me on, aren't you? We're gonna unearth the ginger roots, like my beautiful potting bench that my sweet husband made for me. Maybe all that was in there, what was on the top, which now is on the bottom. There's one. So really, people call it ginger root. These are the roots here. This is actually the rhizome, but people generally call the rhizome the root, which is fine. But these are the roots here. The little one. This must have been an old one, which is mushy, but it has a new rhizome growing on it. Nice big one. Well, it looks to me that big pot had this much ginger root in it. Rhizomes. Let's check the next pot. This is big, whatever it is. That's pretty. So in our 2 pots, looks like this is the extent of our rhizomes. We'll break that up strategically, place them about maybe a foot apart just because we don't have a ton, and that's a really big bed. So there we go. Get them out in the garden. Next we'll do the turmeric, see what's in there. So my cheerleaders had to go inside. They were getting a little distracted and disturbed, so they went inside where it's warmer. Now we're gonna unearth our turmeric. From what I can see, there's a huge one on top here. That has lots of fingers. 8 just on here, so that's 8 plants at least. That one's kind of mushy. Might be able to use that. might be it. I don't know. Let's check it out. There's more. These are nice. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about there. Pretty nice. I'm so thrilled to be able to do this on my new potting bench versus on the ground or inside, which is what I used to do. Thank you, Kevin. Let's see what's in this pot. I can see them on this one. There's a bunch. Oh yeah. These are probably a little overripe. They're mushy, but there's definitely some in there we'll salvage. Look at that pretty orange color. Whew. It's like digging for gold here. Look at that beauty. Again, some of them are kind of mushy. Look at that orange. That's beautiful. And these are more firm here, so those are the ones that we'll plant. So I'm guessing this is what happens when you leave the turmeric rhizomes in the ground more than a season. They get mushy and rot. There's a little guy. It has the little crowns on it, so that'll grow. This feels solid. Beautiful. I'll probably rinse these all off so I can see what I have here. That's pretty much a solid chunk. Well, I think I got them all in the ground. Did you guys see any that I missed there? You might have noticed I placed the ginger. I knew I only had about 12, so it was easy to space those. Well, the turmeric rhizomes, I probably had 25 of them. So that's why I kind of dropped them all in place first, spread them out, so that way they could evenly be distributed through the bed. So they're all in place. I'm gonna water them real good because both ginger and turmeric like to be very moist. So I'm gonna work really hard to try to do my best to take care of those babies so that they'll grow and not only look beautiful, but next fall we'll be able to have a wonderful harvest of turmeric and ginger root. Thanks for coming along. It's so much fun knocking these projects out. Kevin's so good about keeping things moving along on the homestead. You guys are a blessing to us. Hope you have a great day. Got my jacket on. Back to Florida winter. We'll see what tomorrow brings. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, go ahead and do that. We'd sure appreciate it. You guys have an awesome day.